What's up? What's up? Hey, welcome back to the Chief Seats, where Coach and me conversation.
Silence.
Hey, we had an intro with no music in it. That's what happened when you take
Silence.
that's what happened when you take your breaks too long, man. But that's what it
Indeed,
is,
indeed.
man. Welcome back to the Chief Seats, man. What's up, Rap? It's been a
I'm
minute.
good, man. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
Has it been a minute? I feel like it's been a minute.
No, it's only been 2 weeks. Now, before the 2 weeks, it was a whole bunch of time.
Okay, all
But
right, there we go.
since then, it's been 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks.
That's what
We
it
took
is, man.
we took January off.
Nah, we ain't no that's on me. I ain't gonna let you take the heat for that one. That's on me. That's on me. I've been
Teamwork make the
I've been
dream work.
shaking and moving a little bit. You say what?
Teamwork make the dream work, right?
That's what it is, man. But anyway, welcome back to the Chief Seats, Coach and Meet Conversation. We're gonna talk some All-Star Weekend. We're gonna talk some Shannon Sharp. We're gonna talk about a lot of stuff. We're gonna try to get all this stuff in, man. Rap that sent me like 14 topics, man. So we're gonna try to make up for January.
Hey,
That's what it is, man. But I guess we could dive in, bro. You want to go ahead and dive in? All-Star Weekend.
All-Star Weekend. Well, NBA All-Star Weekend. It was the 78th All-Star. I was underwhelmed. Uh, I'm almost glad I'm sick Saturday because it was that's probably what made me sick. I mean,
You probably
to be
sick as
perfectly
what?
honest with you, this I was going to say this statement for later on in the show, but I think the NBA All Star extravaganza, as we once knew it, has died. You got
Yeah.
people on TV. I drive around and listen to a lot of stuff. And Stephen A. Smith, somebody that I was listening to played a clip of Stephen A. Smith because I don't really rock with Stephen A. So he's not my cup of tea. So I don't really pay a lot of attention to him, right? But he was trying to blame the underwhelming excitement of the dunk contest on LeBron James. And this is why sports conversation in America is gone straight to HE double hockey sticks, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Because
You blaming
instead
the
of
boy.
talking about what's actually happening, talking about what you perceive may happen, it's the blame game. It's the I must give you the hot take. It's a hot take fest. And I don't like that. It's okay, I'm gonna say the most outrageous thing possible. So either the people who are looking to be led will go along with me, and the people who don't like me will tune in tomorrow and continue to hate me, and it's over.
I'm gonna take a different approach, bro, because you know how I feel about the NBA, right? I ain't been
Mhm.
watching it. I hadn't been tuned. I done come on this show and I done said some stuff about the NBA. I done, just talked about how I'm not into it like I used to be. But I'm gonna try to point out some positives. So what I did, like, I like the LED court. I thought that was dope. I
Mhm.
called it. I think it was Friday night when they did the what events they do Friday night. They do the celebrity game, and then they do
Mhm.
the rookie sophomore game, right?
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
wasn't paying attention to what was going on the court. I just thought it was dope to see that. I'm playing spades or whatever, and I'm like, okay, that's dope. That's new. Did they start that? Because I don't even think I watched it last year. And my man was like, nah, that's something they did this year. I thought that was dope.
Mhm.
What's the chick's name? That the 3-point chick. I don't know if she college or pro or what.
She's a
Sabrina.
she was the woman who won the WNBA 3-point shootout.
Okay. I was looking forward to seeing, because that's my favorite event of All Star Weekend, the 3-point contest. And I thought she was
Mhm.
going to be in it, but I think they went and did something a little different. They did like a separate event with her and Steph Curry, right?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
I was looking forward to seeing that. And Steph did what Steph do. That's what he do. But other than that, bro, I can't even tell you what happened. I'm playing
And
poker
that's the
while
thing.
I'm playing poker while the dunk contest on, right? And what I did see, it didn't impress me. And I think with the dunk contest, it's kind of like you already seen it already, bro. I mean, it ain't but so much left that you can do. And then I'll go on Instagram and I'll see cats doing stuff that, like, damn, why he ain't in the All Star Weekend? because this more crazy than what I'm seeing from the professional athletes. So couldn't get too
And
excited about it.
right. I mean, see, and the thing that bothers me about this is this. There's no everybody wants creativity. Everybody wants like, okay, look at that. You got a rookie sophomore game, meaning the best young talent. These are the next
Hmm.
stars. You have your favorite celebrities playing a basketball game. You have your two favorite sports personalities that are in the world right now: Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Uncle Shay Sharp.
We gonna talk about him.
Yeah. And the thing that stood out the most to you was the floor.
It was dope. It was dope. You
No,
know
no,
me and
no, no. I'm
technology.
just
It
saying.
was
I'm just
dope.
saying.
I get your
That's
point
why
though. That's
it's turned
sad.
into the WWE. It's
Hmm.
WWE basketball,
Right.
and
But
that's the problem.
okay. So you watched the did you watch it? What did you catch all the events?
I didn't catch any of it. I caught a segment of the three
Oh
point shootout
shit.
with Steph Curry and that young lady,
Yeah.
and I was like, I'm finna watch Hulu and watch the Family Guy.
Oh, so okay, let me ask you this then. What can they do? What can they do? What would impress H Rap during
What
NBA
would
All Star
impress
Weekend?
All Star Weekend? What would impress me? What would impress me? I mean, first and foremost, let's make this thing more competitive. Let's bring back competition. Competition has dissipated from this entire event. The entire event. It is an extravaganza, and what it is I'm gonna put it on me. I am a former athlete who is stuck in a time in which, like Keisha always says, you stuck in the hip hop 80s. That's not coming back. And I'm gonna fight her on that to the end of time, right?
Right.
But uh what I'm not gonna fight is I'm stuck in the sports world, or at least the basketball sports world, where competition was king. Competition is no longer king. Competition is an afterthought.
Mm-hmm.
It's the show. It's the behind the back, cross the legs. I scored 30. I scored 50. I scored 70. I
Right.
don't care if I win. I got a whole lot of money and I'm flashy. And either I will accept that or I will no longer watch the NBA because competition is the last thing on these guys' mind.
I'm gonna tell you why I'm glad you said it like that, because the problem with the All Star Weekend is the same problem that you have with the NBA, right,
Mm-hmm.
bro? Everything you just described, the competition, the competitiveness is not even the same in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
And if I say that, I'm the old guy that, like you said, stuck back in the day, right? But it is what it is. The players are spoiled because I don't know if it's the big contracts that they're getting out the gate and they hunger.
Mm-hmm.
It stopped once they got there. It's like I made it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what I gotta grind for? Ain't no more Mamba mentality. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no more that desire to just dominate. I don't see it. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like it's there. And I'm not saying there's players in the league that don't feel that way. You may have a
I am
handful of them, but
a handful.
I mean, if you watch the actual All-Star game, bro, I sat there and I tried to watch some of it, and I'm like, come on, man. You might as well do what the NFL did and just start doing flag football. You're not taking it serious. All-Star weekend is for the players. It's for the celebrities. It's it's all about the events that take place off the television screen. That's what it's
Mm-hmm.
about. Whatever
Mm-hmm.
city you in, they finna get it in. The
Mm-hmm.
athletes gonna go out there and have fun. The celebrities gonna get with them and they gonna have fun, right?
Mm-hmm.
The events that happen that's supposed to be for the fans. Come on, man. Come on. I don't know nobody that said, man, All Star Weekend this year was dope. Not one person. I ain't even hear
No,
nobody talking about. Most people didn't even know it was this weekend, right?
mm-mm.
So And I hate that we getting on here and we saying we're gonna talk about All-Star Weekend and all we doing is shitting on it, but it is what it is. Look good, sound
Oh, we just
good.
telling the truth.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna sit here and act like, bro, this right here make me excited about the NBA season because it don't. It
Mm-mm.
don't. I mean, I don't know who won MVP. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know if that's an
I
accolade
do.
that really
I do.
stand up on your resume at the end of your career. Like he won so and so amount of NBA All-Star MVPs. It don't even matter no more, bro. Them boys ain't out there taking that shit serious.
No, not at
So,
all. They just out there run up and down the court. It looks like a video game. It looks like a video.
especially with that
It
shit
looks
on the
like
floor now with that
it looks like
LED
the
screen.
greatest. Right. It
They
looks
got it
like the
looking like
greatest.
NBA Jam.
Yeah, the greatest definition video game in the history of the world.
Yeah.
And it's not fun. And this is why I can't watch the NBA. Only reason I even pay attention to the NBA because I host a sports show. If I don't host a sports show, you would never hear me say NBA ever again. I would never tune into the NBA.
I
And
was
and
go ahead.
it's probably passed me by, and I'm good with that.
Yeah. I did we was doing wrap it up, right?
Mm.
And we got around to the NBA season. And I swear, I mean, like I go through my notes a lot when I do these shows and stuff, you know, like after the fact to see where I can improve on. But I had no notes on anything NBA. None. I got notes on WNBA. I got notes on women's basketball. I even had a few notes on March Madness. But
Mm.
NBA is hard to watch, man. It's hard to take these guys serious. You know, you
I
got
don't.
players like okay, I'm gonna name a player, you name a team. Isaiah Thomas,
Pistons,
Karl Malone.
Jazz.
You know what I'm saying? You see my point, Reggie Miller. So forth and so on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Durant. See there?
He's from Baltimore. He's
OKC, Brooklyn Nets, Golden State Warriors, Phoenix Suns, James Harden. I mean, we ain't got time for that. You can go through a
You know what?
whole list of names.
I don't even mind that. But where's the pride? Like
Bro, you
I
don't say
remember
that. Don't say, I'm not gonna let you say that. I'm not gonna let you say that because I know what you mean when you say that, right? You feel the same way I feel. It's like a player got a right because that's your job now, right? If you find a better situation somewhere else, boom, that's where you gonna go, right? Take that element out of it. Stick to just strictly an NBA fan. Like as a fan, it's like, come on, man, because it's not just the players' fault. We can't just blame the players. You got to put some of that on the owners too. And in order to have that conversation, you got to start talking about situations like what they did with Dak Prescott, right? You know what I'm saying? That's a whole different conversation from what we're
no,
talking
no.
about.
What
But
I'm
the
saying
business
is
itself is flawed.
no. I'm not even talking about the movement. I'm talking about like, okay, I'm gonna go back maybe 8 years. It's about 8 years when Kevin Durant
Mm-hmm.
first bust the move. At one point, Kevin Durant, uh, uh, at one point, we were looking at Kevin Durant and going, "Yeah, man, Kevin Durant needs to, he should have, or this, that, and the third. He can do what he wants to do." And he was telling everybody, "I'm as good as LeBron James. I'm
Mm-hmm.
on that level. I'm that next level superstar."
Right.
Okay. And then when the press started pressing him, he fell back. He didn't want any parts of that number one guy spotlight, but he wanted the highlights for number one. So that's what I mean by where's the pride? Like
Mm-hmm.
I never saw Charles Barkley shy away from the camera. I never saw Bird shy away from the camera. I never saw the doctor shy away from the camera. Even Kareem was an introvert, but he would
Yeah.
talk to the press. He won't give him a whole lot, but he would talk. Karl Malone, the stars aren't even stars. I want to be able to say I'm the best guy in the league,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't want the smoke that comes with being the best guy in the league.
Right.
And that's what's wrong. As foolish as the mistakes that John Morant made, guess what? John Morant stood up and it's still
Mm-hmm.
on me.
Right.
You know, I remember Charles Barkley saying Moser, he actually brags about Moser Malone telling him, "You fat and out of shape. That's why you can't get no playing time."
Hmm.
We wouldn't dare say that to Zion Williams.
Right.
When I was younger, David Stern made Michael Jordan, made Dominique Wilkins, made Terrence Stansberry, made those guys get in the dunk contest.
Hmm.
That wasn't an option.
Right.
I heard Kenyon Martin speak about how he was forced to play in the rookie sophomore game.
Hmm.
It's not an option. We're giving you $umpteen million. You're gonna do what we say, or we can permanently remove you from the spotlight, and you'll be a great guy who putting up great numbers,
Mm-hmm.
and you might even make the Hall of Fame, but we won't pay attention to you.
2000, 1996. Shit, really 1996, 95, 4, 3, 2. Them favorite years for me in the NBA. And I thought 2000 was dope because you saw some emerging players and everybody participated. It was just a dope. I enjoyed basketball at that time, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've never felt that way about it since. What I'm saying? I enjoyed watching my Lakers, win those championships. Kobe coming back, doing the back to back again with Paul Gasol. I enjoyed that because I'm a fan, right? But it's like, man, damn, since like Kobe and Tim Duncan, since they left, and even while they were there during the latter stretch of their careers, it was like watered down, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It was a bad time, but I'm talking about I enjoy watching the Nick Van Exel, Eddie Jones Lakers, bro. The league was just dope at that time to me. But it is what it is, man. And
I'm gonna say something about the Mamba mentality, and the people who can't hear or choose not to listen, they're not gonna understand what I'm saying. I don't think it's a such thing as Mamba mentality. I think when you are a superstar, that's how you act, and when you're not, you don't. I think Kobe just acted like Jordan and Tim Duncan and Keem Olajuwon and Kevin Garnett, and I don't think it's Kobe centric. I think when
it's not.
I think when I think of being the man, this is how I behave.
Mm-hmm.
Kobe just labeled it. I mean, I just think he was just an all-time great ball player. And when you are
That
all-time
was his
great ball
version
player,
of the grind.
right,
That
the
was his
grind.
version of
That's
that
it.
grind. You know what I'm saying?
And these
It ain't no
guys,
different from what Mike had and some of them other
yeah,
cats.
yeah. And these dudes sit around and they talk about, oh man, Kobe is my hero. Kobe is the no, he not. Because I saw what it looked like when one of the all-time greats is your hero. You become Kobe Bryant. How is it that Kobe Bryant is your all-time favorite ball player? But when Kobe came to the league, his jump shot wasn't that solid. His handle wasn't that solid. When Kobe left the league, he had a fire jumper and he could handle the ball with the best of them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and see, Kobe was different. No, he wasn't. He wanted to be great. You just don't. Tracy McGrady, Steven Jackson,
I was
y'all would
I
have.
was just about to challenge you on that until you kind of went there with it. And you're right. You're 100% right. You're 100% right. I can't argue with that because what you saw with Kobe, you didn't see it in a lot of you didn't see it in a lot of his peers that you felt like had the similar potential, right?
Mm-hmm,
Do I
mm-hmm,
feel like Tracy McGrady was a grinder? Yeah. But I also feel like I just felt like he didn't want it as bad as Kobe. And injuries kind of played a factor. But you knew that about him before he got hurt. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? I'm not trying to make no excuses for him because I think he had what it took. And I think it was like his ceiling was a little higher than let's say a Scottie Pippen. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But you just didn't see it. To be honest with
But
you,
hey,
as successful as his career was and as good as he was, I think Tim Duncan could have been better than what we saw. I think he could have been better than what we saw. Tim Duncan was a dog, but I feel like he could have been better than what we saw. You know what I'm saying?
I don't
Especially
think
with
so.
some of the teams. You don't think so?
I mean, Tim Duncan played what 18 years, 17, 18 years in the league.
He was
He
close
was
to 20,
all
yeah.
yeah, all NBA for about 85, 90% of that time, all defense 75, 80% of that time, 3 league MVPs, 5 NBA championships. I mean, I think Tim Duncan didn't play the game of hey, the glad handing, so we didn't get the chance to see it because for whatever reason they immediately said Tim Duncan is boring. And I came up in a time where we used to revel at Kevin McHale's game,
Hmm.
and he was a white Tim Duncan,
Bro,
drop step,
I
bank
feel
shot,
like
up
Tim
and under.
Duncan, I feel like he could have dominated everybody every night if he wanted to.
But see that to me that's the problem. We waiting on. I would rather be known as the greatest power for whatever. And if we actually had a sports conversation, you could put him in the greatest player ever and win 5 NBA championships, than to be known as Michael Jordan or to be known because Michael Jordan. Look, let's be honest. We are LeBron James jump shot, a Ray Allen jump shot away from Tim Duncan having 6 NBA titles.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I hate admitting when I'm wrong, especially live on the damn air. But argue me with this one though. Argue me with this one. I'm gonna take Tim Duncan name out and I'm gonna say another name and you tell me if I'm wrong. Shaquille O'Neal.
Now that I will agree with you
Yeah. He took
because
he took time off.
hey, hey,
He was just so big and just so good to where he didn't have to try as hard. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have to work as hard because it's for his position, right? At that position, when nobody messing with Shaq, and he knew it. Shaq could have
hey,
had Shaq could have had probably 2 more rings. I'm not.
Shaq,
I'm gonna forgive him for the Orlando years because that's baby Shaq, that's new Shaq trying to figure it out. But
mhm.
even with Penny Hard, I mean, he got to the finals. You know what I'm saying? And you went up against who they lose to? Houston.
Dream.
Yeah, he lost to Houston. But you got to the finals. But Shaq could have been more dominant than what we saw. As dominant as he was, and it's crazy to say that because dude dominated. When he was on, he was
See,
on.
this is the thing. I'm glad you brought up Shaq because this is a
Okay,
question I ask myself as I be doing my thing every day. When we say dominant, are we talking about physically dominant? Because what did Shaq actually dominate at? Like, okay, like I just read Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan, all defense most of his career, all NBA most of his career. He could score when he felt like he's blocking shots. He's doing everything on the court. He rebounded. When you say AI, scoring, Kobe, offense and defense, Jordan, offense and defense, LeBron, offense, defense, facilitation, Magic, I dominated at controlling the game.
hmm,
What did Shaq dominate at? He wasn't the best, he wasn't the most dominant rebounder. Like everybody always compare him to Wilt, but they always say Wilt. It was nobody Wilt's size playing. He was the most. That's why he was great. But guess what? When you
I
look at
felt,
Wilt numbers, his numbers reflect I was the biggest, baddest dude out here. This dude
bro,
averaged 50. He averaged 50. I'm the biggest, baddest dude out here. Can't nobody stop me. And I get more rebounds than anybody. I get more block shots than anybody. I get more points than anybody. That's what happened when you're the biggest, baddest dude in the world. At one point, Shaq was the biggest, baddest dude in the world. What did he dominate at
he
in the
dominated.
NBA?
He dominated that scoring in the paint. Scoring in the paint,
But
he
he did.
dominated that. Yes, he
He
did.
only he only led the league in scoring one time.
Scoring in the paint is what I'm saying. You listen, you dump the ball down the Shaq in the post, it's over. If he get that ball close enough to the back, and I know, yeah, I can say that about any player. I can say that about Tim Duncan. I can say that about other players. But the way he did it, it just everybody looked helpless. I felt like
Yeah,
he
because he was
dominated on
big and
defense
strong.
too.
So okay, well, why didn't he ever score 35 a night?
Did he not average 35 a night at one point?
I think the most Shaq has ever
Hold
scored.
on, man. Hold on. God
Yeah,
damn
look
it.
that up.
We gonna look some
I think
stats
the
up. Go
most he
ahead.
ever
I'm listening
scored
while
was
I'm
like
looking it up.
29. I'm telling you, everybody always say, "Man, Shaq was the most dominant." Blah blah blah, and I always
Yeah.
go, hmm,
Let me pull this up, bro.
"Yeah, yeah, do that."
Nah, go ahead.
Because
Keep talking while I'm pulling it up.
I think the most Shaq ever scored on a nightly basis is like 29 points a night.
Let me see.
And
Okay.
I'm like, that don't sound like the most dominant dude in the world to me.
Mm. 29.7 points
That's what I'm
in
saying.
99 2000 season. That's the first championship year.
Yeah.
Why I gotta be 35? Dude, that's 29.7 points a night, bro.
I'm just saying.
I ain't gonna,
Okay.
hey, because you know
Okay.
Shaq is my favorite center of all time. I always consider him
Okay.
the best. And I be mindful of something. I didn't catch Kareem from front to back. I didn't see
Not a
Wilt
problem.
play. You know what I'm saying?
Not
My lifetime, Shaq was that guy.
exactly.
He was my favorite big guy, and I felt like he was the best. And I felt like you match him up with anybody, and he gonna dominate. And I saw Hakeem play, and I'm
Mhm.
still going with Shaq.
Okay.
I'm
But
still going
see,
with Shaq.
this is my problem. This is my problem. At Julius Erving's best, I think he scored like 28 a night.
Okay,
At Michael Jordan's best, he scored 38 a night.
all
At
right.
Kobe's best, he scored 35 a night. I think James Harden might have scored 33 a night.
That's different. That's
No, 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 no,
right.
no.
You got to
What I'm
raise the bar
saying
for
is,
these kids. You got
okay,
to raise the
well let's
bar
not even
for them.
count. Let's just go the from the Kobe Shaq era on back. Let's just go that time.
Yeah.
When these dudes dominate, like when Dennis Rodman was scoring the most rebound, getting the most rebounds, he was one or two rebounds in front of everybody. And he
Okay.
wasn't even the biggest dude. When Charles Barkley led the league in rebound, and I think he was averaging 14 a night. I don't think Shaq ever got 14 rebounds in one season.
Yeah.
14 rebounds a night. So was it when people say I'm looking at that thing you just sent me. When people say Shaq was the most dominant ever, uh uh uh, oh.
29.7, bro. 29.7.
Yeah.
That ain't nothing to sneeze at. I got it. You know what? When we gonna come back on a later date and we gonna look at some statistics. That I do want to have a conversation about these big men because I think everybody got different opinions on a number one when it comes to them bigs. I don't think it's ever been a definite Kareem or Wilt or whoever. Shaq name don't get brought up enough in my opinion. But I mean, it depends on who you are, what era you watched, and how closely you observe the game. So, but that's a
Yeah.
trip.
I I don't eh. And then it's going to seem as if I don't like Shaq. And that's not the
Nah, you ain't
case.
got to say that, bro. I know it
But
ain't. I
no,
know
no,
that ain't the
no.
case.
I think I do because
Okay.
you get it.
All right.
When you say, if you say anything if you say anything non-complimentary about a player, in my experience, the first thing people say to you is, "Oh, you must don't like him."
Mm.
And I have an affinity for Shaq that has nothing to do with basketball, believe it or not. You know why I like Shaq?
Why is that?
Because I feel like Shaq brought hip hop to the NBA.
Hmm.
Shaq is the first hip hop star in the NBA. In was 92 when Shaq hit the league?
Yeah, about 90, about right around 94 when he dropped that standing ring. I think he did the Shaq Fu stuff, and then
Yeah,
he
yeah.
did the
But
joint with Biggie.
Shaq walked in the door. Remember, Shaq was in the NBA breakdancing.
Mm-hmm.
Shaq brought hip hop to the league. Like everybody credit Allen Iverson for the street element of hip hop, but Shaq brought the sound with him. So
Yeah,
I automatically drew to Shaq.
that was
You
dope.
know,
I
Shaq,
remember you had a couple cats doing it after that though. Like Kobe had
yeah,
that whack track. Allen Iverson did the commercial with Jada. It was
Yeah.
dope. It was dope to see that, man. But I'm gonna say this, and then we're gonna get on to Shannon Sharp, man.
Okay.
But when we after the show, I'm really gonna sit down and I'm gonna look at. I gotta go back and I gotta look at some numbers on a lot of different cats, and I wanna have this conversation again. I want to have this conversation again, and I got another element I want to throw in there too, because I don't like backpedaling. I don't like, what I'm saying, having to pull my punches back. But
Okay.
I got to make a defense. I got to make a defense for my boy, man. But man, you got to talk to me about this Shannon situation, man. I know you got some strong opinions on it, some strong thoughts about it, man. Take it from the top. It's funny, right? But I
Oh,
gotta, I gotta hear what you about to say, bro.
okay. Shannon Earl Sharp, Chicago's own. Y'all, for those who don't know, Shannon Sterling Sharp was born in 606. That's our zip code, 606.
Okay.
I have been a fan of Shannon Sharp because, again, we live in this world in which we got to hug people first. We got to hug them
Mm-hmm.
first. And then when we hug them, then you might be able to say, you might even voice your opinion. I am a Oakland, Los Angeles, and now Las Vegas Raider fan. And Shannon Sharp is my favorite tight end ever because he's a trash talker. I came up and you know how Shaq introduced the world, in my opinion, to hip hop. Muhammad Ali made people comfortable talking trash.
Right.
So I came up in the Muhammad Ali era. So talking trash is paramount to sports to me. So I mean, it's not paramount, but it endears me to you.
Right.
And I, at one point, I thought Shannon Sharp was the coolest dude in the world. When I first started seeing him on, yeah, and this is a long-winded answer, so please deal with me.
Nah, go ahead,
When
bro.
I first started seeing him on TV, he was talking trash. And I'm like, I like this dude. And he was great at his job. And then he hooked up. He got hooked up on CBS, and then whatever happened on CBS, he he got fired because of some issue, and then he hooked up with Skip, and he seemed like a champion for the community, for the
Mm-hmm.
cause. So I'm like, okay, we good, And then he did the club Shay Shay. I jumped right on that.
Mm-hmm.
At one point, I loved Club Shay Shay. I personally do a variation of Club Shay Shay, but on a local level. Not a local level, on a non-superstar level. Shay Shay and Up with the Smoke and the Pivot, they do celebrities and stars. My goal is to talk to every black person who's not a celebrity either
Mm-hmm.
anymore. Xavier McDaniel, Ross Strickland, OC, the Beat Miners, my pastor, a couple other pastors, people who doing work in the community, Brenda Meyer, and other people, right?
Salute.
Because everybody has a story. So I used him as a point of inspiration. Shannon Sharp has turned Club Shay Shay into love and hip hop, man.
The Wendy
I'm
Williams show.
Yeah, it's the Wendy it's the William Wendy it's the William Williams show or uh uh uh, uh, uh Wendell Williams, and
Yeah,
I don't like that, man,
I
because
agree. I agree 100%.
he has made it, in my opinion, and I don't even believe he understands what he's doing. I believe Shannon is just trying to have a good time and have conversation, but he
He know
has,
what he
in
doing,
my
bro.
opinion, he has turned this into another cesspool of madness that we as a community continue to pour into.
Mm-hmm.
And it's starting to stink now. It's to the point where I am a big fan of that young brother he had on that other day, Desi Banks. But I didn't want to watch Desi Banks on Club Shay Shay because I'm like, what is this brother gonna say? And he has turned me off. I'm gonna try to stomach it and get back to the brother because I wanna like Shannon Sharp.
Mm-hmm.
But to the point where me and my daughter got into a heated debate about that show.
told me about that. And this is the question I'm gonna ask, man. Do you think, because we know that's not his podcast, meaning there's other machines behind it, right?
No, it's
Because
his now. It's his.
so he bought it from Herd.
This is no. That Cowherd thing. Okay, you know how?
So you got, because I know you got two different podcasts. You got is it two different ones? I know he got the one
No,
with
it's two
Ocho.
different podcasts,
Right.
but they both are owned by him. It's like this. This podcast right here. Let's just say, uh, John Skipper. He is the dude who used to be the president at ESPN. He was the president at Fox Sport. At one
Mm-hmm.
point, in regards to sports entertainment, John Skipper, and he might still be, he owns a network now called Meadowlark. He might have been the most powerful man in all of sports media at one point.
Okay.
Shannon Sharp, instead of linking up with John Skipper, he linked up with
Cowherd.
Alan Cowherd. He still owns it. They just produce it, and they basically they are his NBA. They out there, they put him out like Charlemagne. I ain't gonna call him that last part.
So
Charlemagne.
let me answer the question a different way. Is he able to make all of the decisions, all the creative decisions?
I believe he is. I
Okay.
believe, yes.
All right. Go ahead then. I'll come back to that. Go
So
ahead.
that's why it's even more disappointing.
Exactly.
Because look, you got what's my man name? Cat Williams. He on there, and Cat Williams made the whole world go, "Whoa, what?
Mm-hmm.
This dude is out here," and that was unexpected, and it just shocked the world. But when you brought Monique on there, now you're being messy, bro. Men are not messy.
Right.
You're messy.
And
now.
that's the problem I got. That's the problem I got with Shannon. Right there is you went from one place and you saw another lane and you decided, oh, I want to go over here, right? Because he know people love Messi. And I'm like, bro, come on, man. And listen, who am I to tell him how to do his show? Who am I to tell him how to conduct his show, right? You know, I can't tell you how creative to be or not be or whatever. But at the end of the day, as a fan, like you said, you was a fan of the brother, right? As a fan, it's like, damn, man, I'm disappointed because now you out here like these females spilling the tea. You know what I'm saying? You want to hear some messy shit. You want somebody to just, talk about somebody else in a negative light. You giving people a platform to sit here and bring one another down. You know what I'm saying? Because I watched both interviews. I didn't watch the full Monique interview, but some of the stuff I saw, shout out to Monique, shout out to the sister. I'm not here to talk down on her. But what I didn't like was the way that you look for opportunities to talk bad about somebody. You know what I'm saying? And if we got that kind of control to control the narrative and be a part of media to the point to where we can kind of combat some of the negative shit that's being said about us and being ultimately done to us, then let's take advantage of that. Let's not have another platform where we shitting on one another, man. If you got a problem with these people that you talking about, you got a problem with, go talk to them. Deal with them. You know what I'm saying? Because we probably 9 times out of 10, we done heard all the stories anyway. You know what I'm saying? You ain't telling us nothing that we don't already know. Okay, case in point. On my way home from work today, I pulled up an episode of Drink Champs with Benzino, right? Have you seen that one?
No.
I think it come out like 4 days ago or something like that. But anyway, so it went like a normal Drink Champ episode. Benzino like, hey man, give me another drink, and he got sauced up, right? And just out of nowhere, he just like Nori was actually talking about something completely different. He said, "Man, fuck Eminem," and just went in on him. He just went in, and he didn't stop at Eminem neither. It's like everybody in his camp, and then he got on the what's your boy? He said something about Jay-Z, something about Diddy, something about whoever, and he just went on a rant. Right now, that's a little different because you no longer in control of that atmosphere once you got alcohol involved. But here's the thing: if Benzino goes back a couple days later, before this episode airs, and he watches it, He like, you know what? I was out of pocket. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have said that. Right? If Nori go
Mhm.
back and watch that episode, like, damn, this finna show my brother in a bad light. If you got full creative control, what are you doing?
You, Math Hoffa mentioned that. He's Math Hoffa and Joe Budden. Math Hoffa said that he's had some interviews in which some people made themselves look bad. He cut that out.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Joe Budden said he has trashed entire interviews, and
Yep.
and I don't really like the Joe Budden show because he be spilling the tea.
Yeah, he bad about that too.
But I can respect that, man, because I mean, people always assume that everything that comes out of my mouth is gonna be something pro-black and you blackity black, 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 and a lot of the stuff that I speak about is pro our community.
Mm-hmm.
But simultaneously, I'm not going to, I'm not willing to make myself look bad at the behest of uplifting the community. I'm not finna be like, hey, if Big Mo want to sell cocaine, you gonna pay his rent? Then you look like a clown.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not gonna do that. My integrity means more to me than just uplifting the community, because how can I uplift the community with zero integrity?
Right.
But like you said, you had a line. That's why, like, I got some friends who have had some checkered past. That's how we'll put it.
Yeah.
And they're hesitant to come on my program to talk about their triumph on the legal side of the world because they don't want it to get messy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, nah, man, I don't have gotcha moments.
Right.
And I got a homeboy, and he has nothing to do with anything nefarious or illegal. His name Michael Horde. We call him Squeak. He's gonna come on after he's a basketball coach. And I just sent him an episode of the show. He said, I'm with that.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to stay like we have enough chaos in our community without this. And that's what it bothers me about Shay
Mm-hmm.
Shay.
Yeah.
Because, then you got other people jumping in, questioning his sexuality. First of all, I'm not going to tell you what me and my old lady doing in the bed. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what you and your old man or you and your old, I don't care what your sexuality is. That's your business. You don't have to tell me if you gay, because I ain't gay. So it
Right.
don't make a difference. Whatever going on in my bedroom is going. When that door closed, that's why we closed the door. Or that's why
Right.
we locked the front door.
Yeah.
Because we don't want everybody else to know what we're doing.
Yeah.
And
And
just
it's hard. It's hard, bro. It was hard to watch. It was hard to watch that Drink Champ episode because I'm sitting here watching a 58-year-old grown man,
cry.
just yeah, you know what I'm saying? And then to see clearly the direction that Shannon Sharp is trying to go into with the podcast thing. I'm like, bro, that ain't it. We don't need another one of them, man. I mean, dude, let the Red Table Talk have that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You a
And
former
they not even
athlete.
doing it.
You know what I'm saying? So just it just wasn't necessary. I'm not saying don't bring Monique on, right? I'm not even saying don't let her speak her truth or whatever. What I am saying is, bro, clearly you did this with the intention. The timing was just, come on, man. I don't believe in all of that coincidental shit.
Right. Because if that was the case, Monique's story is not going to change in the next 365 days.
Nope.
Put 8 people in between Monique. Put 2 months between Cat Williams and Monique, and then release.
Mm-hmm.
You were going for the gotcha. You was like,
Right.
okay, if 60 million people watch this, I can get at least 15. And you probably got 15, and that's cool. Again, man, I'm not here. You know what? Forget that. I'm not saying that no more. I am here to tell you we don't need that. That's something else I'm going to remove from my vernacular. There will be no more instances in which I say, I ain't here to tell you how to do it. I am here to tell you how to do it. That might be the problem, Mo. That we keep saying, oh man, they just get in the bag. We can't tell them what to do. Yes, we can. Yes, well, you know what we can say? We can make statements about it, say what we don't like, and then we can do this and not
There it
watch.
is.
I haven't watched. And I like Desi Banks. He had Usher on there. Usher, one of the biggest pop stars in the world in the last 30 years. I remember he
Yeah.
was Usher Raymond with the chaps and stuff. Came in with the weird little outfits, and he took off from there. You know, they found out Tevin Campbell was gay, and they pushed him in the back and promoted Usher.
hmm
You know,
Damn.
so Usher been the man since. You
Well, I
know,
mean, the good thing is it's a lot of it's a shout out to the dope podcasts out there. Not even saying that shit that I ain't saying this podcast trash, but that ain't my type of entertainment if that's what you're gonna do. But you got a lot of other avenues out there. Shout out to Mav Hoffa, man. Shout out to some of them. You know.
shout out to Drink Champs because I don't think Nori
Shout out
saw
to the
that.
Chief Seats, man. Shit, damn that. Shout out to the
It
Chief Seats, man. The
better than both.
inconsistent Chief Seats. I gotta tighten up. I gotta get better. I gotta start showing up for work, man. I've been slacking.
It's all good, man.
Yeah, man.
Life be lifing.
What else we got, bro?
You know what? Let's stay right here on this Monique thing.
Okay.
You know, far be it for me to belittle anybody's story once. One, anybody's struggle, two. But what I'm tired of hearing about your pain without an escape route. You know, you are Monique. You're Taraji P. Henson. You are Issa Rae. I'm not gonna complain about what y'all paying me. I'm just not. I'm a we have Issa Rae herself showed us that you can do it. Country Wayne is showing us you can do it.
hmm
Big Ja and that little crew, Big Ja, Ken Edwin, Courtney, they are showing you, old boy Barry from Chicago, they are showing you that you can do your own thing and get your own paper.
Right.
Out of Especially Issa Rae. Issa Rae came out and said the way they canceling these black shows, it might be time to go the indie route. First of all, sister,
hmm
I don't understand why you just didn't stay indie. Is it okay? I'm gonna ask you this question: am I crazy for saying, "Oh man, I was making 300, I was making 500,000 or 350, $500,000 a year on the indie route, but HBO offered me $10 million. I need to take that 10 million." Am I crazy for or 5 million? Or yeah, let's stay with 10 because let's make it a number that is hard to turn down.
Okay.
Am I crazy for saying I'd have took that five and just kept doing my thing?
I'm not gonna call it crazy, but I will say this: like, if you indie, right, you clearing the 500,000 or whatever, right? That five may help fuel what you got going on the indie side. I mean, it depends on the situation. If it's a shitty deal that causes you to compromise your integrity, then no, I'm not doing that. Give me my creative control. Make sure I like everything that I see. Make sure it's a
Mm-hmm.
situation where, okay, I'm working for you, but I'm being bought out, not selling out. That makes sense to
Mm-hmm.
you? You know what I'm saying? And
Exactly.
I know I'm going in with the intention of I'm gonna get this check and I'm bringing that right back over here to my situation. And I'm positioning myself to where I would never have to come over here for that again. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? If that's the situation, I can live with that. But
Mm-hmm.
it can't be no me shucking and jiving for you.
And see, even if it ain't sugar, like okay, Issa Rae started first came in contact with Issa Rae with this show called Uncomfortable Black Girl on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
That's what morphed into Insecure.
Right.
This is the problem I have with that. However much money I would believe she was making about $500,000 a year on Insecure Black Girl at a minimum. She could have been making more. And I'm just gonna assume because it's HBO, they gave a 10 piece, right?
Right.
10 mil, 10 M's. Okay. it's easy to say, "No, man, you crazy. How can you turn down $10 million?" Well, I'm gonna walk you through this on why I would turn down $10 million. And I'm 30 cents away from a quarter right now. But if the magical people at the magical podcast world reach out to us tonight and say, "Hey man, y'all got something," then I'm signing. Because we just starting this and they see something in us and we can make it pop. Cool. But if I'm already liquid and I'm already making the money that I want to make, and then you offer me a way bigger check, I'm not taking a bigger check for. And here's why.
Okay.
Issa Rae took that. She was uncomfortable black girl. I'm just assuming she was making $500,000 a year. Personally, I think she was making more because if you look up some of those episodes, it was a lot of people watching that program.
Yeah.
So she was making her money. I believe she was set for life. So HBO comes along and they say, "Hey, sister, you small time right here on YouTube. We can make you big time." And then they bring over to HBO. Now, once you go to HBO, they own your intellectual property. They own it now. But we gonna blow you up. So Issa is making, let's just say five. She's making money as a writer now. She's making money as a producer now. She's making money as a creator now and a star. So she getting 4 checks now. So she raking in the dough. But guess what? They just leased that joint out to Netflix. So she's getting a percentage now. She's getting a percentage now, and then they own your intellectual property. When you are indie, if you to continue to blow, they'd have reached out to you just like they did Country Wayne, and you could be getting more money on Netflix because now you are part of your own situation. So and then it's no longer on HBO, and she's no longer doing it now. She's done movies, and it has helped her tremendously, and she's definitely set for life now, physically. But guess what? Guess why she took the show off HBO? Because they wanted her to write a white person into the story, and she didn't want to, so she said, "Forget it, I'm out." But you would,
And that's when you shut that situation down.
and that's when you
Because
shut it.
now it's like, listen, I control. Once you try to take away the creative control, then it's no longer a deal. You know what
It's
I'm
no
saying?
longer.
And she was able to pull away from that. You know what I'm saying? I quit.
Mhm.
I'm not doing this no more. I'm no longer doing what I don't want to do. And that's what I
Exactly.
believe in life. It's like, listen, position yourself to do whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Easier said than done for a lot of people. But, do what you want to do. Ain't nobody
And
gonna
see,
come on here and say, Chief Seats, I need y'all to talk about XYZ. Make sure you talk about
right,
this today. And we're gonna talk about,
right,
we get on here, might not talk about nothing. Hell, I think the first episode we talked about the type of liquor we like to drink. You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
Because we want to. That's what we want to talk about.
That's what
You're
we
more
want to
than
talk.
welcome to tune into something else if you don't want to watch us. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Salute to everybody that decided to tap in. We appreciate you. We love you for that. You know what I'm saying? But
That's the thing, man.
I'm not going to
We
talk about, cat videos. Sorry.
No, I'm not. And see, that's the problem, man. I'm listening to Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson with Dan Levitard,
Yeah.
and they was literally saying ESPN was telling them what to say,
Yeah.
and it's like, you know, ESPN called him when they had Rachel Nichols on the show. Why you ain't tell us that you were gonna have Rachel on your show? First of all, I don't work for ESPN. Second of all, I didn't think I had to.
Right.
And this is the problem. See, when you're set, when you have the ability, look, we just have too many opportunities. We have too many examples. 50 Cent is creating his own studio in Virginia right now. I think he actually bought Tim Reed's studio. That's just my assumption because that's the
Okay.
same place Tim Reed had his. He's the first person. Like people give Tyler Perry the credit for the first studio. Tim Reed was the first dude. Who, if y'all don't know who Tim Reed is, he's the father on Sister Sister. I know him from WKRP in Cincinnati
Mm-hmm.
back in the day, but he was the
WKLP in
first black man.
Cincinnati.
Yeah, he was Venus Flytrap.
Yeah, I
He's the
remember
first
that.
black man to open up a fully functioning studio.
Yeah.
and he created his own TV show that was a hit. But for whatever reason, CBS couldn't find a way to make it work.
Yeah.
But I remember every time they took it off, it was a writing campaign. They had to put it back on. So, but 50 Cent doing that. Tyler Perry has done it. We don't need, we have found a way. Shout out and rest in peace to Prince Rogers Nelson, because Prince is the dude who was streaming his music before streaming when he was even a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because he got into it with Warner Brothers, he signed that 10 record deal, gave them 10 albums, and started making music as the artist and streaming it from buying it from his site. That's the first indication of we don't need you. And with technology now, we don't need anyone. If
Bro,
we can get traction, we
what's
can
what's
take over.
one of the main themes of this particular show? What we always, I don't think we had an episode where we hadn't talked about ownership. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? And you know that's the key. That's the move right there. Position yourself to where you have as much control as possible, if not entire control. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Do your research, study. You know what I'm saying? Learn to do some of the things, and it may be things that you don't even like doing, but it's necessary to accomplish that. You know what I'm saying? To get to that point to where I can hire somebody to do it because I don't like doing this no more. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I used to love editing. I hate editing now. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I done got lazy. I'm sorry. But, I gotta do it. You know what I'm saying? Because if I want to do what I'm trying to do, then that's a sacrifice I gotta make right there.
Yeah,
It's
sacrifices must be made.
time
And that's the
consuming
thing.
and whatnot, but I mean shit. For the most part, I enjoy it. I enjoy doing what I do. So, but
Exactly.
ownership is key, man. And like going back to the Monique situation, when she first started talking about the whole Netflix deal or whatever, and she wasn't happy about that. What's the first thing I said to you? Remember the conversation we had? Like, dude, it's
Mm-hmm.
enough for them to where they can create their own situation, and black people will watch. You know what I'm saying? Black people
Tyler
will
Perry
watch.
has shown us. Dave
Mm-hmm.
Chappelle has shown us.
Right.
Who's that? Rated Care?
Yeah. Shout out to Raider Cat. Shout out to Big Illinois. Shout out to Golden Brook. Shout out to April Showers. Shout out to Wellness, man. Hey, appreciate y'all for
That's my
tapping in.
brother.
That's what's up, man. Salute.
Yeah,
But yeah,
man.
man.
And that's the thing, man. We are so caught up in being woven into the system that we forgot that we could create our own system. We can do that, but we want to be accepted. And that's the
Mm-hmm.
thing. People look at me like I'm crazy. Oh, man, you got a pipe dream. But hey, I got a pipe dream. And I guarantee you, I will, hey, man, I will not be working. Man, Lord, as my grandfather used to say, Lord willing, the creek don't rise. I'm not gonna be working for people like this. I cannot do it. I'm about to get a job because I got things to take care of. But I can't do it, man, because it's. Hey, man, believe it or not, man, I remember every time I have this conversation, it takes me back to this one August 24th. I don't even remember the year anymore. August 24th, it was the day I had my review, and they told me I was gonna make more money than I ever made in my life. And then they said, and da, 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 and then I did the research on what I needed to do to maintain
Yeah.
that position. And then I did the numbers because numbers is my thing. I did the numbers. Put like this. I'll tell you the exact amount. I can't do it right off the top of my head. I'm getting old. I'll tell you exactly what it was. They paid me 400%. I made them 400% more than they paid me.
Mm. Mm.
I
And
remember literally thinking hookers get paid better. Seriously, I was like,
nah, imagine grinding for yourself though.
right.
That's the move right there, bro. That's the move. I mean, listen, the main thing is understanding your power. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think enough of us fully understand that. And I think that's gonna forever be a problem because hell, if it was gonna change, it would have changed by now. Shout out to the ones that get it and go out there and do it themselves. And you got some people that's like, you know what? I don't feel like doing this. I think Nori said that one time. He was like, man, listen,
Mhm.
you got a lot of indie rappers out here, but I didn't want to do all of that work. I'd rather let the big conglomerate do it for me. I just want to be the
Mhm.
art. I'm not even mad at that. I'm not even mad at that because you don't know where he come from. He might have come from absolutely nothing. And he
Mhm.
content with where he is and content with everybody else doing that grinding for him. Right? So I'm not judging you on that.
Mhm.
I'm talking to the ones that get out here and they complain, you know what I'm saying, about the situation. And it's like, okay, well, now you got to start thinking because you can actually go out here and do this thing, your way, yourself,
Mhm.
especially if you got the capital and if you grind it long enough to have, if you got a name, you probably got at least a little bit of capital to invest in doing this shit yourself, right?
And see the thing with Nori, the reason Nori can say that, I personally believe I've never had a conversation with Nori, never, probably never will. Never know. But
Yeah,
the reason I believe Nori can say that is because Nori's saying that from the perspective of a dude, as you said, with $1 million in the bank.
exactly.
See,
Exactly. And that's my
that
point.
indie route don't look so bad when it look like, oh man, I don't feel like doing all that. When I know I got 8, 9, $10 million that I could fall back on. I ain't gotta do all that. When I
Mm-hmm.
know, when I know my children are adults, when I know me and my wife could pack up this condo, put everything in the storage, and me and her could go around the world and I could make 50, 60, $70,000 a night and then sit down for 6 months and then go do 50, 60, $70,000 a night for 6 more months. When I can go on tour for 30 cities in 30 days and make $5 million that month. And
And you got that without ever having to deal with the indie route. You probably didn't even consider the indie route. You delve into the
exactly,
game because you didn't even understand you didn't even understand record contracts. But you got in the
exactly.
game and luckily for you, it worked out. And you reached
Mm-hmm.
that point. And now you're starting to hear about because that indie movement wasn't really like that back then. It wasn't because when did the War Report come out? Like 97? I think
I don't even know if it was that late.
I think it was nine. I
Or
think it was
maybe
around 97. I think it was right after. It was after the Hell on Earth album came out, the Mobb Deep album. I
so.
remember that
That,
because I
that,
was
that
I
might
was
be
tapped in
95.
heavy.
That
Huh?
might be 95. That might be 95. Because
95 was
hold on, you
95.
said Hell
95
on
was
Earth.
Hell
You
on
said
Earth was
Hell on
Mobb
Earth.
Deep's
Yeah,
second
yeah,
album.
yeah.
That was
97. Yeah,
96. That was
yeah,
my
yeah,
one
yeah,
of my
yeah, yeah.
favorite years in
97.
hip hop. But my point is this: when you were working on when you got with Tragedy Gaddafi and y'all
Mm-hmm.
did the War Report, right?
Mm-hmm.
On the other side of the country or further down south, Master P was cooking up this whole independent movement, right? Now, by the time the world really caught on to that, you already established and y'all situation is good. You already in the studio with Pharrell making your first massive hit,
Solo House. Yeah.
right? And so my point is, like you said, it's easier to have that mindset when you already good, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I think it's interesting to hear people say that, and like I said, I'm not knocking it,
No, not a
but
bad thing about
because
Nori.
and he wasn't knocking the whole independent movement, but it's
Mm-hmm.
like, bro, this is the way. This is the way. If you got that ground about you,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying. If you got the ground about you, if you serious about, you ain't gonna never accomplish nothing if you're not somewhat passionate about it. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying. You damn near got to be obsessed with what it is you do, or you
Mm-hmm.
just gonna be average at best. What's up, kid? My little man just walked in. But
I couldn't even
so what?
hear. We couldn't hear him.
Nah, yeah, I couldn't hardly hear him either, man. That's why he scared the hell out of me. Creeping up in the house. Like, I ain't used to him being here. But yeah, man, it's
Yeah, man. And that's the thing, man. We it's just so many people who are comfortable with that other way. And
mm-hmm.
you gotta do what you gotta do, man. When you got a family, you got a significant other, you gotta do what you gotta do. But the moment I hit my because look, man, I could be honest. This might be the most difficult period in my life. I've never struggled, man. Like even when I was poor, my mother did a great job at. I didn't know we were poor until I was 24. I
Mm.
bought my mother a gift for her birthday. It was my first job ever having without having to save because my mother's birthday is 9 days before Christmas, well, 12 days before Christmas. And I bought her something for her birthday. She said, I never had this. I said, really? Man, get out of here. You've been buying these from me my whole life. And she was like, you think they was buy a kid, get an adult free?
Mm.
And we laughed. And then my whole life flashed in front of my eyes. And at that moment, I realized no has never meant no. No meant I can't afford that.
Mm-hmm.
If it was something outrageous, I knew I wasn't even gonna ask. Well, once I asked was 40 years ago. This November, I asked her for some Jordans, and she was like, "Yeah, I'll get you some Jordans." The day after he started wearing some Bryans, I was like,
That's a good
"Well, give
one.
me the money for shell toes again, and I'm good." But
That's a good one.
man, so I'm just like, oh,
But it's
so
it's always it's opportunity in that shit though. You know what I'm saying? It's like you'll have some of your most creative
mhm,
ideas and thoughts when you're back against the wall. You know what I'm saying? And I've always said that, like, a lot of times we creative because we forced to be creative. You know what I'm saying? Like,
mhm,
if you either can't afford it or just don't have a certain skill set to do something, it's like, okay, but you want to do it, I got to find another way. I got to
mhm,
find another way. The pandemic showed us that. The
yeah.
pandemic showed
Hey,
us that. You know what I'm saying? And
we figured out how to do
what did we
this.
find? Exactly. It was opportunity in it. And I'm like, damn, you know what? I spent thousands, tens of thousands of dollars building the studio, right? And I enjoy doing it this way better because I had to. You know what I'm saying? You know? So it's just it's weird, bro. It's weird. And I never had, I mean, I'm still paying for that. But
Well, I promise you, man. I mean, I remember making pause tapes, me and Big Illinois selling them. I remember going over my man Tran house, lived a quarter mile away from me, walked over there with records in my backpack.
mm,
I remember, I ain't proud of it, but I remember going up to Sound. Well, it was See and Hear. No, it wasn't See and Hear. It was a gramophone record store.
yeah.
Still in albums, man. So we can go over to Tran house to practice being a DJ. I remember me and Stacy going to a specific website that's still up, so I won't be telling nobody because I don't want them to shut it down. And getting music for real, pirating. I remember sitting in the office at Reuters, one of the most powerful media organizations on earth, stealing music because they have the top of the line uh, 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 firewalls. So ain't no viruses coming through. And I'm downloading music. I got a hard drive. I'm still I literally pirated $10,000, $11,000 worth of music.
Mm,
So you're right. When it happened, because Stacy was like, you just go to this site, but you're gonna need to get through this stuff so you won't download no virus. I say, what? Man, we bought a hard drive, me and Stacy. I remember building a computer from scratch.
mm.
Like,
Man, I'm gonna tell you some funny shit, and I'm gonna get off of here, man. Listen, one of the funny shit. One of the before I started doing podcasting, I thought I was gonna DJ, right? I ain't know I was trash, right? I ain't know I was trash, but as much as I love music, it's an art to DJ and it's a science to it, bro. And
yeah,
one of the main things you got to understand is you're not playing this music for you. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? You're not doing this for you. Until you get to a certain point, you're not allowed to do it for you. So
Hmm.
real quick story, man. So my niece, it was her birthday, right? Throwing a birthday party. She like, Unc, I need you to DJ, right? All right, cool. Hey, you ain't said nothing. Let me go. Cause I had my equipment and everything, right? Set it up out there on the deck, house party, right? It's summertime, so everybody outside, right? And I set it up. Now, mind you, this is my niece, bro. So it's a whole different generation. So I'm playing music, right? And I'm, me and brother-in-law, we vibing, you know what I'm saying? Me and my people, we just chilling, drinking, enjoying the music that I'm playing, right? And this little nigga walk, like I'm on the deck, right? I'm set up top. And so I'm looking down, I'm seeing everybody down there. He walked by, him and his partner, and I could hear him say, because I'm like in between songs, say, watch you play some bullshit. I was like, now I'm pissed off. I'm pissed off, right? Because I'm like, this nigga talking about, nigga, I'm killing it right now. I'm trying to blend a little bit, and I'm playing, I'm playing y'all music. But I didn't know that I didn't know their music. I'm playing what I think they want to hear. And so, and I put the next record on, right? Walk by. I told you. And he said that to make sure I heard it. He said, man, I'm finna go to the car and turn up to my shit. I unplugged it. I'm like, all right, listen. Come here. Here, you play whatever y'all want to listen to. I'm going back in the house. Dude, they hurt me, bro. They hurt me. That's when I knew, all right, this ain't for you, bro. I'm not, shout out to D Great. I'm not D Great. Shout out to DJ Knox. I'm not neither one of them cats. You know what I'm saying? I love my music, but I'm going to let y'all have that. I'm going to let y'all have that. And I went in and started podcasting shortly after that.
Shout out to my homie Dion, because Dion hit me the same way, flat out. Dion hit me with the same motion. He had to go to the bathroom, and it was a young pod. He was like, "Jump on," and I went right into my music.
Yeah.
And look, I even took it. I was I saved it though, because you know how you play the song, you spin the record backward, and that's how you get.
Right,
And I'm
right.
like, and I played some old school. And they be like, "Oh, okay." And then I played another old joint. They was like, and
bro,
then
but
I went right to Big Cat. What's your zodiac sign? And then I
listen,
got him back.
that don't work with this new old school don't work with this new generation like it did with us. Like we could listen to some old school and shit, I could do a whole night of just my daddy music. They ain't doing that. This generation ain't
They heard your daddy music.
But I'm telling you, hey, my cousin, he had that same thing happen to him in Texas, right? He went to school at Amarillo at a junior college out there, right? And he trying to DJ. He was telling me this story about how he out there and he started playing stuff like Tribe Called Quest and all that in Texas. I ain't never been to Texas. I don't know what that vibe was back in '96 or whatever, but I guarantee you they wouldn't really just bouncing to no Tribe Called Quest over there like that.
No.
Man,
Shout out to
he almost got his
Terry.
ass whooped out there that night, man.
Hey man.
He said
Shout
he
out
had
to
to
my
get out of there.
because I was like, man, he came up here, and I
Yeah,
was
who
messing
shout out to
around.
who?
My cousin Terry.
Oh, okay.
I'm playing and I'm practicing. He was like, "Yeah, how they gonna dance to that?" I was like, "People gonna dance." He
See?
was like, "Ain't nobody dance to that mess." Yeah.
Boy.
And he put me on. I was like, That
Man, I
hey,
was so pissed off at that little dude, boy. I swear I want to jump off the porch on him, boy. He was about to go in the trunk, but I couldn't even be mad.
yeah, hey.
Brother Latte, he
Shout
said,
out
man,
to
hey
Terry.
man, they ain't on that like that, man. They don't be listening to that. You gotta ask them. You gotta do your research. You gotta
Yeah,
be able
but
to, you gotta be a DJ. You know what I'm saying? That's shout out to the DJs that fill the room, that know the crowd.
dude who put me on was a dude named DJ Feel Good. Phil might be watching right now. He was
All
like,
right.
if it's a fight at your party, you ain't no good DJ.
If it's wet,
A fight at your party, you're not a good DJ.
that's a good one right there, bro.
He said,
That's
hey,
a good one.
if a fight start, that means you suck. I
Yeah.
was like,
You done lost the room already.
mm-hmm.
I kill a party for some old folks. I kill a party for the 50 and better crowd. I'm on that.
Hey, one more story, then we go.
All right.
It used to be this joint. It was a billiards club. It was called the LaSalle Club, 1212 North LaSalle, Chicago, Illinois, LaSalle and Division.
Yeah.
This billiards club at the bottom of this brand new high rise building, and exactly what you described happened.
Mm.
This is early rap. This is this is 91, 92. So this is DJ Quick and NWA, and this is when rap was just coming up.
Yeah.
And this dude, he used
Era
to be
right there.
in the 80s, he was the hottest DJ in the history of Chicago. People in Chicago, they'll be able to identify with him. His name was Farley Jack Master Funk.
Farley Jack Master Funk.
Yep.
That's a
And he
name
used to
for you
have
right
the
there.
song, Farley, 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 Farley. And when you heard that song, everybody went woof, to the dance floor. That was like the, oh, hell yeah. You know, it was going down.
That's
Everybody
day
was
one.
dancing. And this boy, he was like, he played this and he played that. And he played some DJ. I remember he played We Gonna Get Funk Tonight. Tonight is that DJ Quick song.
Yeah.
He got, man, everybody on the dance floor. It was going down. And this man messed around and he made the same mistake I made 20 years later. Can't touch this.
Oh.
Wow.
He went from quick to hammer.
He went from quick to hammer.
Yeah, see, that'll get you drug out the
still
DJ
trying
booth.
to get people on the dance floor.
Mm-mm.
He never got the crowd back. I'm talking about it was like,
Yeah.
he touched this.
Yeah, it's hard to come back from that.
And the crowd went. It went from, it was a feverish pitch.
He took the air out the room.
Man, he shot the air out the room. He might as well play, I hate Dr. King.
I heard Jazzy Jeff say one time, my man, appreciate it. I got me an Alfred over here. I heard
I'm an Alfred.
Yeah. I heard Jazzy Jeff say one time, he like, man, listen, if you play the right records early, you got the room. Once you got the room, you can almost play anything you want. You know what I'm saying? And they gonna go with it. But it's gotta be that consistent flow, right? And I don't know, man. I think people gotta understand, man. You listen, I'm not finna try to preach to no DJ or speak to no DJ. I know what I like personally. Yeah, and I done like I think rest in peace to DJ Tay, man. Is just a local DJ around here. He was that dude. Everywhere he went, he killed the room. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to DJ Raggedy Mouth from back in the day. This old school cat named DJ Raggedy Mouth. Mouth was all fucked up. But he was cold on the turntables, man. I mean, this dude, I'm telling you, he was a DJ in Tiger Park back in the day. Every Sunday, man, it's just wide open. Every Sunday from like 1 o'clock till the sun went down. It's just, Sunday evening, Sunday afternoon on to the evening thing. Raggedy Mouth killed it. Never left the turntables. Somebody gonna bring him a plate of fish. Somebody gonna bring him a beer or two. And he's spinning. And he one of them DJs that like to talk. So he just, he talking to everybody. He telling you to move your car and everything. But shout out to Raggedy Mouth. Rest in peace, DJ Tay, man.
Hey, I'm telling you, I would never, man. Mo, I wish I had video of that. I've never seen anything. I mean, it was like,
that's funny as hell right there, bro.
It was like,
because if he played that quick during the time that song was like hot,
yes,
bro,
that was when it was.
I think that's one of them records. No matter where you at in the country, it's gonna work. It's gonna work. I mean, it worked down here.
I'm telling you, that joint. I'm gonna get bent tonight, and then he put. Can't touch this.
Can't touch this. That's a whole different cadence, man.
Man, I was like,
I mean, he would have been better off if he would have blended it, read the room, like, okay, you kind of lost him right there. Go on and get off of that. And then
he
play
jumped
something
off
else.
it quick though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You killed the vibe. You removed. It's like you unplugged the speakers.
Man, that man literally, he shot a hole in the bottom of the bucket. It wasn't even a drain. That, bro. I've never.
That's crazy.
I was like, oh. And then when we get off I got another
he said, oh.
story. Hey, I'm telling you, I was like,
he played Can't Touch This after tonight.
Man, I'm talking about it was insane. He had people dancing in their seats. It was a billiards part over there. They was dancing. Man, the whole joint was, you could just feel, and it was just wow. And I'm dancing. It was me and my man Pat Chris, man. And that man put, Can't Touch This. I was like, And because I'm on my hip hop thing, and we was beefing with Hammer at that point. So I'm like, Hammer, and it was like everybody was like, yeah, when he said, man,
Man, you could have
oh,
played the Humpty Dance. The Humpty Dance would have worked better than that. You know what I'm
man,
saying?
hey, at that point,
And
if he played
blended,
Puppy
yeah.
Dance, he'd have blew the roof. We were in the
You know what I'm
basement.
saying?
He'd have blew the roof off the 20th floor.
Yeah, I'm
That's
like, you
all,
try when you start thinking about songs that you could play after that track at that
man.
time.
Look, you play DJ Quick during that period. The two songs that you would have just blew the roof off that joint was MC Hammer or In Vogue. Hold on, that doom 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 doom
Mm-hmm.
doom. Either
Yeah,
dropped either one of them.
yeah,
It'd have been women out there naked. I'm telling
yeah.
you,
Hey man, I feel bad for that dude, man.
hey, I like he bounced back because
He shook it off.
he's really a house music DJ. So he was out of his element.
I bet he took that shit out the crate.
Man, I would love to
You,
bump into Folly right now. Like Folly, remember that night?
you remember
You
you
don't
played?
know,
You remember you played "Can't Touch This"? That should have worked at a damn bar mitzvah or something.
man.
Mm.
He went. I will never forget that. It was man, can't touch this. And I stopped, and bruh, he killed. I'm talking about. It would be like if I just did this
Damn,
and just left you here. That's how it. It was a better result than that.
that's
I
funny
was
as
like,
hell, bro. That's hilarious, man.
I
That's
never.
hilarious. All right, man. Take us out of here, man. Take us out of here. What you got tomorrow, man?
Well, actually, I got another
Oh
podcast
yeah,
at
yeah, yeah,
40.
yeah, 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 yeah. You about to dive in?
We'll be back on air 45 minutes. Go to the End of the Bench Media. I'll be there. We are doing the forecast, the night, the greatest night in pop. Yeah, we are doing a review. We're reviewing the "We Are the World" song. The night that they recorded "We Are the World."
The
I
documentary
have a
on Netflix, right?
documentary on Netflix. I have an
Okay.
awesome take on that. And I want y'all. You know what? I really want you to tune in because I want you to hear what I say initially, and I want to hear your opinion on that.
All right.
Rated Kev, but especially Rated Kev and Golden because they are older than me, and I want to know their point of view on on my take. And then tomorrow I am doing an opinion piece on on Build and Destroy. A lot of people are complaining about Chicago politics, right? And it's this great civil war that's been going on in Chicago my entire life. The South versus the West.
Right.
I'm gonna speak on that. And I'm gonna speak on politics. And I'm gonna speak on what we need to do to fix it. I have a whole get down. Being sick. You were saying that you in your vibe this weekend, and being sick put me in my vibe.
Yeah.
I was ate something with something that agree with me, and I was throwing up every 5 minutes Saturday night. And
I was trying to find a link to the show. I was gonna put in the chat. Go ahead.
yeah. Oh, well, they just set it up too. So, well, you know what? I can't do it. I can't do it on here. But yeah, if you follow me, please, if you follow me, just go to THAENDOFDABENCH, the THAENDOFDABENCH media on YouTube, and you can find me. But me and the brothers from the forecast, I think it's gonna be all four of us tonight. We're gonna talk about the greatest night in pop, and I'm gonna talk about but tomorrow I will be live, 6 p.m., 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 5 p.m. Mountain. And I'll be doing Build and Destroy. It's gonna be Chicago centric, but this is going to apply to everybody and every black person in America. Every black person in America. I've actually taken. I usually write it in my head and then I put it on paper the day of. I wrote it out today. I wrote it out. I wrote it all out. Literally every time I came to a stop, I wrote something else. I don't even think I'm gonna have any videos tomorrow. I'm gonna have to find a health and wellness video, but I'm gonna talk about this, and this is gonna help it's going to be Chicago centric, but it's going to be, we're going to be able to apply to South Carolina, Texas, Los Angeles, Milwaukee, Michigan, Pennsylvania, every place, border to border, coast to coast. So tune in tomorrow. Then Wednesday, I think I'm gonna have Jungle Brother on Hold My Beer. We're gonna have a little fun with this NBA, NFL. We're gonna have a little fun. And then Thursday, I have this dude. I got to verify with him Thursday on let me see, Yusuf from Baltimore. He a rapper. He saw Trey from Barbershop on there. So he want to come on and talk about his music and talk about his life in Baltimore. He gonna give us point by point through his career, his life in Baltimore. He gonna introduce us to Baltimore. And if you want to talk, you reach out to me at @HRap_B or at the end of the bench on Instagram or on Twitter, and we can have a conversation. And if you got something to talk about, I would love to introduce you to my platform, and you can grow. If you got something to sell, this, and I'm gonna shut up. If you have something to sell, how about this? Let's get 10,000 people to subscribe to the end of the bench. Then we get like 2,500 of those people to buy whatever you're selling, and then seeing how you're gonna get 100% of the proceeds. Ta-da!
There it is. That's how you network.
That's how we gonna network,
man. Well, that's what it is, man. And I'm gonna be chilling, and that's the show, man. Hey, man, shout out to everybody for tapping in, man.
Tomorrow's a national holiday, Keisha Day.
Okay, hey, man, listen, happy holiday. That's what it is, man. Salute to the queen, man. We gonna get out of here, man. That's our show. Y'all check us out next week.
What I'm not gonna do is turn this shit down to make you happy.